Good morning everyone, good morning. Hope you're all well. Welcome to the channel. If you are new, my name is Emily and this is mine and my family's budgeting journey. We are a family of 4. It is myself and my 3 beautiful children. We do cash stuffing on this channel, we do prepping and a bit of frugality, a bit of inflation beating stuff. And also for fun we do hauls. I'm a bit of a Halloween addict, as you can see. My birthday is Halloween, so we do all sorts of fun things on here, but today is going to be a bit more of a serious one, and also it's a prepper one. I haven't done a prepper one for ages, so I thought I would do another one. Today I just went on Instagram and YouTube and asked if anyone had any questions that they'd like me to cover. I do have a few questions now that I will go over that should help everybody. So yeah, welcome, hope you enjoy this. It will be a video whereby you will just be looking at my hands moving. So this is one of those ones that you can listen to if you want to while you're doing something else. I like doing those because then obviously we're all busy. If I can ever get this candle to light, we're all busy. So yeah. There we go. And because I've got no paper flying around today, it means that I can actually light a proper candle, which is lovely stuff. So there we go. This one is, it's called Potions and Elixirs, called Toffee Pumpkin, and this is from TK Maxx. This is in one of my hauls, so shove that over there. Right, let's get on to some questions without me blabbering. Also, I did find the playlist button on my channel, so now all my hauls are in one place, all the prepper stuff's in one place. My beginner's guide has got a playlist all of its own, that sort of thing, so they are all in one place. If you ever miss anything now, I will lump them in there now that I've worked out how to use it. Okay, so I got actually quite a few questions. I have lumped some of them into one thing because some of them are the same things. The first thing that we come across is storage problems. I had a lot of people email me and say that they've got storage problems. So what I thought I would do is, I have written some notes down here, but basically I would just tell you how I do it. I think that's the easiest way and the least convoluted way to tell you, to let you know what I do, and then maybe you can get some ideas from me. I think that over here, especially in this country, we need to think about storage, because we don't have huge pantries and we don't have huge houses either. My house here is very modest. I'm mid-terrace, so we have not got a lot of room. I've got a little garden that I grow stuff in, so yeah, but we don't have a lot of room. So the first thing I would say, and the first thing that I did, is clean out my clutter. I cleaned out all the stuff that I didn't want, all the stuff that I didn't need. You have to, if you want to store food for your family security, you have to start thinking about what's important, money included in that statement. So what I did was I took a week, went through every room, emptied it all out, took to the tip what I couldn't get rid of in our bins, and yeah, the rest of it I sold, and then I put that money towards preps. That's another thing you can do as well. That's a good idea. But basically what I did then was I started to look around, because you don't want tons of stuff on show, especially if you have people in. You know, and obviously this isn't my house, I rent this house, so didn't want stuff everywhere, because obviously your landlord or whatever can come in whenever they want. So I wanted to look minimal, but then if you opened a drawer, there it all is. So what I did was I got some really flat little storage boxes. They're between £2 and £4 or £5. They might have gone up now, but I will put some on screen. The Range do them, Asda Home do them, I'm sure they do them in store. Home Bargains do them. They're just those little, really thin, they're no thicker than that. What's that, 2-3 inches maybe? They fit under my sofa, they fit under the kids' beds. Where else do I put them? I've got one under the table here that holds my jackery, which is my power cell. It just runs everything when the electricity is out. The electricity likes to go out here a lot, so we do get that a lot. So I've gone from like those little anchor ones to my jackery. That helps. Yeah, it is literally stuffing it in where you can. I mean, upstairs I've got Mylar bags that I've filled in a drawer. So you'll like go into a drawer that you think would be a sock drawer. We know it's not a sock drawer. It's just got all my Mylar bags full of food in there. But you know, just be a bit creative. You don't have to everything on show, and you don't have to be a hoarder either. It's just like little boxes here, little bits of stuff there, go under things. And then when you're in spaces, like if you do have a little cupboard, think about height as well. What little sort of plastic storage thing can you get that makes your height bigger? Like in here, I made use of I've got a little cupboard, so I built up, and I've got some of those plastic drawers and things that holds all my tools and glue and Gorilla tape and all that sort of thing. So that's out of sight. Yeah, it's just finding out what's important, and if it is important, you'll find room for it. I know that some of my friends have only got like little cupboards, but they fill that cupboard to the brim and it's got all sorts of little bits inside it. Do you know what I mean? So, you know, I know it's hard because you don't want to clutter your house up. But I would suggest boxes under things, making height a priority if you've got room to go upwards. Just finding those little cheap storage solutions. We all go in Home Bargains. We all go in Arrange. We all go in all those little places like that. There are tons of storage solutions. I did have a look on Pinterest. I just Googled storage and there was so much, it was ridiculous. So if you're ever in doubt, go and get some inspiration from small spaced people on there, you know, like people who own little caravans and, you know, stuff like that. So that's another thing to do. Hi, Teddy. Teddy has entered the building. Teddy has joined us. Hi, Teddy. So excuse his little feet. Yeah, bless him. And so the next thing would be, did I cover everything? Oh, I did mean to mention that garages and lofts are not ideal because of the temperature fluctuations. But also, if you are worried about storing big bulky foods, then maybe start off with anything dehydrated or powdered. They don't take up a lot of space at all. They'll take up less spaces than, say, 10 tins of food. So maybe think about doing things a bit differently. One sec, people. Sorry, he's coming to... Come on, then. He's coming to sit on my feet, so the tripod may wobble. Sit down, Teddy. There we go, him slumped on my feet. Thank you, Teddy. Teddy's made his cameo now. So the next question I will move on to is people who have just started and have no budget for it and have no money for it and really don't know where to start. I had a few of these. So what I would say was the other videos on my channel, I've got those as well. You can go and have a look at those. But basically, what I thought was, it's, sorry, let me turn my thing over. If you don't know what to concentrate on, the first thing I would say to you is concentrate on water and maybe 3 to 7 days worth of food. Excuse me 1 second. Because that is the most important thing. I will come on to water storage in a second. But basically, if you don't know where to start, I would start by listing everything your family eats in a day. Doesn't matter what it is. So milk, cereal, bread, cheese, yogurt, all of these things. And then if you can't store them in a shelf stable form, then you'll either need to adapt or use something else. And I would literally build a 3-day pantry up. At the moment, we are lucky enough to still have tins of potatoes that are between 40 and 60p. And Carrots in our Tesco's, the really cheap ones, I think are still 21 or 25p. So I would make a little bit of space and stock up on those things now, because I have really bad feeling about September and October and November, and that's without going on to next year. Even if you set a food budget of £5 or £10, I did a £10 budget shop on this channel, and it is in my prepper playlist. I know it's in my frugality playlist. Go and have a look. They are pretty much of a muchness. The only one I would say is any good is Aldi. They generally tend to be cheaper overall, but yeah, don't forget Home Bargains and all of those sorts of places, because even if you put 2 tins of something away every week, you are still more prepared than 90% of this country, and that's a shame, considering that the last 2-3 years have been absolute chaos, and you think that people would now start preparing for their families after that debacle in February and March of 2020, but they don't, because they believe that someone's going to come save them. I personally don't think that, and I want to be I want to ride my own bike, not let someone else do it. So yeah, let's carry on. So yeah, water storage is another one. I would always keep so much water on hand. Maybe if you can get those big 5-litre ones, I think they're about £1.20 wherever you go. I think they're a bit cheaper in Aldi, but yeah, those big, maybe keep 3 of those somewhere. Maybe keep them up on a side somewhere, or lie them flat and put them under something. Sorry, Mrs. Skeleton. So it's just being a little bit creative. I'd have a Google, I'd have a look. You will find something that suits your space no matter how small you are. Just be a little bit creative, because obviously it's worth it for what you're doing it for, so it's worth thinking about and it's worth doing properly. Water storage, so yeah, store some water bottles. In an emergency, they do say that, you know, one of those 2-litre bottles should be per person per day, plus animals, and that doesn't include washing. That's literally drinking and cooking. So think about that. You don't have to store thousands of gallons, but maybe just have, you know, 1 per person, so you have a day and then work from there. In my last video, you know, I've got a Berkey water system, but I bought that Berkey. They're ridiculously priced now. That was one of the only things I ever saved up for, besides designer handbags, before I started this budgeting journey, and it was a lot less than what they are now. They are disgustingly priced, I have to say. When I bought mine 4 years ago, it was a third less than it is now. But if you have the means, go and get one. Another thing I will say is, if we do have problems with water, which I think are coming down the line if you read all the headlines, maybe what you'll need is some way of storing it that doesn't involve taps and things. There are all sorts of little water filters on the market. I have 2 mini Sawyers. I will put them up on the screen. Particulate wise, they're quite good. I have drunk out of the local pond here with it and never got ill. I had to go and test it, because otherwise, you know, that's not good. But I mean, some people have life straws. With life straws and things, if that's all you can afford, that's fine. I think they're not much cheaper than the Sawyer Mini that I recommend, because it covers a lot more things. Those life straws look all good, but if you look down at what it actually filters out, I think there are better ones on the market for the money. I also, during the debacle of the last 2 years, purchased a life saver. Yeah, I get that right. Not a life, a lifesaver. I saw by chance a little YouTube video whereby the bloke that made them, I'll put it up here. I might forget chance, I'll go and get mine. It is a little, and it's sort of a filter, but it's got a filter in it that you push all the water through, and then it cleans all the sediment, and you're just left with the water. So yeah, that was, he put all sorts of stuff in that to filter it in that video. Go and watch it. And then he got the audience to drink it after he drank it as well. But there was poop in it, there was sand, there was mud, there was, oh, it was disgusting. And this water came out clear and it was fabulous. I know the British Army use them, or used to. I don't know if they still do. But I tend to, if I'm stuck and I don't know what to do or what to buy, I tend to look at the forces and what they use, because usually as a civvy you can get it. So there's another tip for you. If in doubt, I see what the British military use, and then yeah, take it from there. Because also, well, once upon a time you used to be able to go into an army surplus store and get things cheaply, but I don't know what it's like now in an army surplus store. I haven't been in one for a couple of years. So yeah, check those sorts of places as well. They're all good for stuff like that. I mean, water is a topic all of its own. I can do a whole video on water storage, water filters, because I mean, I've got a few filters, I've got a few biggies, so I could even do a Berkey water filter. It depends. If you want me to do anything with water, then let me know. But basically I just work off the rule of 3, the survival rule of 3, which I'm sure you all heard, but if you haven't, it is, and I had to write this down. It's 3 minutes without air, 3 hours without shelter, 3 days without water, and 3 weeks without food. I don't fancy going 3 days without water personally. You know what you like if you can't get a drink and you've gone an hour or so without 1 or 2. Yeah, sorry if I just nudge things. And 3 weeks without food, no thanks. Because after a couple of days, after a week, I couldn't imagine what that was like. That would be horrible. But there is still time to prepare. You can still do this. Even if you're on a tiny budget and you've only got little bits, you can still get this done. You can still do it, and you can still prepare for your family. So don't ever think there's not enough time. Yeah, so I said water is a whole video on its own so that I can cover. Next thing, yeah, where to start. Yeah, record what you eat, decide what you can and can't do without, and then make substitutes for things like that. I mean, there's substitutes, there's milk substitutes, there's butter substitutes, there's yogurt substitutes, there's all sorts of things. Just a few things that are shelf stable. You don't need to spend the earth. I think that my £10 video showed that. I tried to get lots of things. For a tenner I did come in under, but I still had biscuits and all sorts of things like that in there. So even if you can just do £5 a week and put it away, you'd be amazed at the moment how much food you can get for £5. If you just buy like tins and cheaper food, fantastic. So the next question was, oh, where to start? Oh, and also budget. Because when you see my cash envelope stuffings, I have a pantry fill up. I also, my cash envelopes, and in my main purse I have a preps envelope. Always put something little in there, just because when I'm out I think, oh, that would be great, or that would be great, and then I just put it in and it's done then. So just a couple of little things a week all makes a difference, I promise you, and it will soon build up. What's the saying? Slowly catchy monkey. So yeah, what else have we got? Oh, how long have I been prepping for? Well, technically it's been 5 years, but please do not think that I am in any way prepared. When I started this, I was on my own. I had nothing. I had to start from scratch. Circumstance was that I had to move back here from another beautiful part of the country that I was in. I moved around here because family were around here. And I had to start from nothing. So I literally started off by buying 2 baked bean cans, 2 cans of potatoes and 2 cans of vegetables. And after a month or two, you'd be amazed how it picks up. And then I started getting extra bottles of water, extra soap when I went in. Sometimes, or once upon a time before all this started, you used to be able to buy one get one free. I used to buy 2 then, so I could get 2 free, if that makes sense. And all those little things. Also that bit of prepping money and my purse helps, because I always search the clearance aisles now. There's always a clearance aisle somewhere that you can rifle through. And I said to you in my last video, I think, that I got some of those Cozy Toes heat pad things, and I think they were like 20 or 30p each, when usually they're like I think they're at least £1 even if you go into Home Bargains and stuff. So I got a lot of those, so that was fantastic. It isn't, I mean, you can prep forever, but what I always say is, as long as you think that you've got something for your family, and that's why I do it. I don't do it for myself. I don't do it for just for the sake of hoarding stuff. I'm very careful, and I do it for the sake of my family, because should anything happen, I want my family's quality of life to continue as it is now. And that's all prepping is. You don't need to call it that, but that's all it is. And I mean, even if you buy a little bit extra here and there, you are still a prepper, by the way. So yeah, financial restraints and stuff. But what I did do while I was trying to work out stuff, shall we say, without being too personal, I did read a lot. I read an awful lot. Borrowed books, went on online bookstores who have, eBay's a good one, Book Depository is another one, all of those sorts of places. Oscar, stop banging the table, Winkle, all right? Bless him, he's on my iPad and he's playing a game and he's going, oh, on the thing. So sorry about that if that was a bit of an earthquake. So I just read. I don't think that there's anything better than just reading if you need to. Have no money, research stuff. Right. Someone asked me about how do you start a conversation with someone. Well, I think at the moment that's probably quite easy, because you either bring up inflation or energy bills, and I hate that crap that says, oh, cost of living. Well, it's not cost of living if someone's hungry and their kids are starving, which happens in this country all the time, more so at the moment. I think that's a bit crappy to call it that. Call it what it is, you know. It's people starving, and that's not acceptable over here. But again, you know, we aren't in control of anything, it would seem, and the powers that be just seem to pass it round to each other and don't really give a crap, which is why we prepare for ourselves. So easy, just the start of a conversation with someone. I sometimes start off conversations with people in supermarkets because some of the stuff I buy has got weird. Well, it's not weird, but you know, it's unusual, shall we say. So yeah, it's and you'd be amazed how many people are like, oh well, we ran out of toilet roll in blah blah blah, and you know, we ran out of this in then. So yeah, easy to start up a conversation now, easier than it was 5 years ago, trust me. Do my family think I'm mad? I like this one. Yes, my family think I'm mad. Do I care? No, I don't. They don't think I'm mad anymore though, because let's just say a little crisis in February of March of 2020, and Muggins here was going around the county delivering toilet roll and stuff, because obviously I had enough. And food and stuff, may I add. So yeah, my family don't think I'm mental anymore. In fact, some of them still don't prep for themselves, some of those close to me. So that's another reason why I prep, is for not just my immediate family, but for friends and family as well, who don't see the need. But I will put back extra for them as well, because even neighbours and things, you know, it's nice just to have something to think, you know, if things did ever get that bad, that you could say, there you go, have that. I'd love to be able to gift people things. So yeah, they do think that I'm mad, but I'm not so mad anymore. So yeah. So I'm going to leave it there. I think I've waffled on for quite a long time. I hope that answers some questions. Please look at my playlists. I've now put them up, now that I've worked out how to do it. It wasn't very hard. I don't know what's the matter with me. Yeah, please help. The next thing I'm going to do is I've got to drive somewhere to do it because our Tesco's quite expensive, but I'm going to do a £20 prepper haul. So I'm going to go into travel to Asda, or I might even go to Aldi. Aldi a better choice, and see how much prepper food I can get, which is shelf-stable food and water and that sort of thing. Even preps, if I can get them in there, I might have a look down there. You know, the aisles of no return that you go down and end up buying something that you don't need. I'll have a look in there and see what they've got. Yeah, so that's going to be my next one, my next prepper video. Hopefully that'll be out next week. But yeah, I hope you found this helpful. Please feel free to email me, contact me on Instagram. I'll put my Instagram handle here. If you ever need any help with anything, I will try my best to help you, as you know. And yes, let me know what you are prepping down below in the comments. I'd love to know what people have got. If not, email me and tell me. Would love to know. Especially as things aren't as rosy, shall we say, as they were a few years ago. I'd like to know if now the 90% of the population are thinking about what they can do. You never know. I am here to help. Okay, love you all. From my family to yours, have a lovely weekend. See you soon. God bless. Bye. Bye.